Yeah, no. So we were in the van, and we always have food in the freezer in the van, so we were fine.
Right, that's all right then. Yeah, as long as you've got stuff with you, you're okay. But imagine if you hadn't, like if you was a holiday maker, like in a hotel or something, and you weren't eating at the hotel, and you was going out and buying every night, you'd be up the creek, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So. All right, Kyle, you muted.
All
right.
Mm-hmm. How's life?
Just sitting on ice packs.
Painful.
Trying not to be old and in pain.
Right. Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's Bill.
Oh,
hey, fellows.
Hi.
Bill, you're on time. What's going on?
I don't know. Well, I decided not to go to diner to eat. I decided to go to crappy Mickey D's.
Okay.
Which, just a regular double cheeseburger now costs $4.50. That's a lot of fucking money. No, I mean, just like 2 years ago, they were like $2.50. I mean, they've gone up by $2. I sound like a crazy old man.
See, that's why Biden got thrown out, because the cheeseburger went up from $2.50 to $4.50.
No, it went up after Trump. It's because Trump's eating so many of them. It's supply and demand. He literally has Secret Service go out and get him McDonald's at least once a day. I mean, you have the greatest chefs in the world right there at your disposal. And what does he do? He'd rather have a big fucking Mac. I mean, it drives me. That's more why he's crazy than anything else, is that he loves McDonald's so much. Maybe that's maybe all the toxins they put in their McBeef is why he's so freaking crazy.
It's not like they're good burgers, is it? If you got a breaking Top Chef on your beck and call, get them to make you a decent
proper burger. I do have burgers. They're much better than McDonald's.
Yeah.
Well, Whataburger used to be real good here, but they got bought out by one of those big venture capitalist companies, and they just went downhill. And they were like a Texas brand, Now they're in like 10 states, but yeah, In-N-Out Burger is pretty good if you've ever heard of them.
Yes, they were in.
They put a great big piece of onion on the burger. That's what makes them kind of different. Trying to think of who else made there's a have you ever heard of Fat Burger?
Yeah.
Fat Burger's really good. and it hasn't made me
Bill's
the
idea of a fat burger is
stop talking.
Is there a Big Belly burger, or is that like from a comic book?
Yeah, Big Belly's from The Simpsons.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh well, he's gone. He's burgered off.
I think Big Belly Burger is.
Guys, come on, that deserves a round of applause.
I think Big Belly Burger is DC actually.
Yes, I thought Big Belly Burger's in DC Comics.
DC, yeah.
Yeah, every time I get a phone call, which I didn't even answer, but every time I give a phone call, it drops me from the cast. I don't know why.
Right.
But how are you, Kyle? Oh, you're eating. I'm sorry, I didn't even realize that. And you're back, Mark.
Yeah.
That's good.
Not that you wanted to be.
Man, your hair and beard are looking very good these days.
Yeah, they need cutting.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had, as of last week, I haven't had a haircut in a year. So I need to get my split ends cut off. Yeah. Crazy as that might seem.
Yeah. You're probably going to the barbers now and find out how expensive that is as well.
Well, no shit. No, well, it's funny. The last place I got my haircut is called Scissors and Scotch, and they have a bar there, and you get a drink, as part of your whole package. And it was okay. The guy actually cut my hair really well, but they charged me like $45 to
Yeah,
trim
well,
my beard, which I
yeah.
thought was ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
You
trust
know?
they're not
$40 for
drinking while they
scotch.
snip.
Oh, it would be worth $45 to trim your fucking beard gray. I mean, yeah, that would be a steal. But I know it's never going to happen because you'd get
Waste
kicked
my
out of
money on
ZZ
that kind of
Top.
crap.
You'd
You
get
get
kicked
kicked
out
out
of
of
I
ZZ
should be
Top.
rich. I don't smoke. I don't get haircuts. I don't drive. Why haven't I got more money than I have? That's what I want to know.
because
Because
you
you
buy a lot
buy
of
comics. You're just like Alex at my store, man. Alex always says, "Oh, I'm broke, and then he'll buy $100 from comics from the store after a shift, and I'm like, dude, come on. But I really need these. And I'm
Hey,
like,
hey,
okay,
Bill.
well,
Bill, I
yeah.
got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Does alfalfa cut your hair?
No, why?
Come on, you don't get that just from that.
No.
What's alfalfa famous for singing?
I've never heard of them.
I thought alfalfa was a type of bean.
Beautiful Dreamer is one of them, but I don't know which one you're talking about.
The Little Rascals alfalfa.
Right, he used to sing "Beautiful Dreamer."
I'm the barber of Seville.
Oh yes, I forgot all about that one. Yeah,
I'm the barber
did you guys
of
even get the
Seville.
Little Rascals when you're growing up? No,
Living
Could
around
that
that world.
reference be any more niche?
they were also called Our Gang, and there were actually Our Gang and Little Rascals comics, and so you had Spanky McFarland, Alfalfa Schwartz. Who else did you have? Porky. You had Robert Blake, who became Beretta and later killed his wife. Or didn't, no,
Buckwheat.
he
Blake,
didn't
was
kill
he
her.
the
He got off.
comedian?
But huh?
Buckwheat.
Wasn't Robert Blake the
Buckwheat.
comedian?
No, he was an actor.
Actor.
So the person that discovered or launched
I'm
the
talking
Little
about the
Rascals
character of the
also
comedian.
discovered and launched somebody else. Who
Right.
else?
Laurel and Hardy.
Laurel and Hardy.
And also Perry White from Superman has a crossover with the Little Rascals. You know why?
He's one of the bad guys.
No, Jackie Cooper played Perry White.
Yeah.
Oh, and Butch played Jimmy Olsen in the serials.
Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Maybe
But
it was Eddie Blake.
What's
I
happening
remember
here at the
wrong.
moment, Brian, is there's two Americans discussing some American culture, which three of us have absolutely no idea what they're talking about.
I'm shocked that you guys
no
have never
interest
heard of
in-
them. Oh
Maybe
my
you
god!
do, Brian.
And so there's
talk about
one
Mr.
episode where they're going to this big benefit for poor kids in attendance, and these two convicts that are midgets are trying to act like babies to steal jewelry from the rich people at the benefit. And every time they try to explain it to the people that the babies are midgets, this one kid always says, "They're fidgets. They're fidgets." And so that I'm just teaching you things about American colloquialism that you never had any idea you needed to know.
It is very much comic related. It's pop culture related, but it is very much comic book related.
Yeah, you had an Our Gang and the Little Rascals showed up in the MGM comics.
I mean, and it's a parody to some degree of the Brownies, which is on record. He's admitted that. That's a carryover to the Brownies. So you went from the Brownies to the Our Gang to Dennis the Menace, then on to South Park, that impish kid thing, Oliver Twist, that whole thing. It's all intertwined. But
Don't
if there
forget
were no Little Rascals, there
Brian
wouldn't have been a
knows.
Laurel.
Okay, Brian knows.
Well, he's American. He might do, mightn't
Oh, he is? Okay. I don't know who's a Brit and who's a Yanker.
But yeah, were there not a Little Rascals as we know it, there wouldn't have been a Laurel and Hardy as we know it. They could have teamed up, but they were put together by the studio.
They were
They're
never
all just
put together,
poor
which
man's
is kind of
Bash Street
weird.
Kids.
Sounds like it.
Well, it was.
Hi, Matt.
Matt.
Hey, Matt. Matt, do you remember Little Rascals? I hope you do. Now we got to school these guys. Gray Man was buckwheat when he was like, well, Eric, considering he's not black, that's a little bit of a stretch, but it could be.
I think I'd rather be buckwheat than a fuckwit.
Yeah. Well, in fact, the
And-
Little Rascals were parodied on Saturday Night Live, and Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy
Yeah,
played
in
buckwheat.
American lexicon, buckwheat was Gumby.
Yeah, exactly. Eddie Murphy played both buckwheat and Gumby on SNL. So amazing how much we're schooling you guys today. I kid.
You got your speaker on, Bill. We can hear echoes.
It would only be educating
No.
us if we were actually paying attention to what you're saying and bothering to take any of it in, which I assure you we're not. Literally straight over my head, in one ear, out the other. I'm thinking about other things, you know. I'm thinking about what's for dinner tomorrow, that kind of thing.
He was thinking about how many bubbles there were in his minty arrow.
Yeah, they've done now. I've all the time in belly.
Hey, so I'm thinking about asking Phil for a deal on Spider-Man. Help me with the numbers here, fellas. Is it 121 and 122, the Gwen Stacy and Green Goblin deaths? Is that right, Kyle?
What?
121
121 and 122.
Yeah.
Death of Gwen Stacy and Death of
Yeah.
Goblin.
Yeah. I'm thinking we have two really nice copies in the store, and we don't have too big of prices on it. I'll get a discount too, but I'm thinking about picking them up because I don't have them.
Yeah, the Little Rascals predate TV completely. The Little Rascals.
Oh yeah, by 30 years.
Teens.
Yeah. There were silent Little Rascals.
Yeah, there were silent movies. They predate Laurel and Hardy by 10 years.
Oh, that much? I didn't know that.
Well, nearly 10 years. I mean, Laurel and Hardy were both stock actors, but they weren't put together till like 1928 in a movie and weren't put together as a team till 1929.
You know what I only learned like 3 years ago? I always knew Stan Laurel was from England, but I always assumed Oliver Hardy was too. No, he's from like Kentucky.
Yeah, he's
and that shocked me because he always kind of had an British accent.
And then Stan Laurel, to his dying days, was in a local phone book, and Dick Van Dyke just called him up one day and said, "Really? You're here in the phone book?" And invited him over, and they became friends in Stan Laurel's last year.
Well, and who was Hardy to Dick Van Dyke's Laurel?
Who was Hardy to Dick Van Dyke's? Well, I mean, honestly, it was Mary Tyler Moore.
No. When Dick Van Dyke would often imitate Stan Laurel, and Chuck McCann was the Hardy to his Laurel. Yeah. So there. Now we're really getting off the path.
That's just pop culture.
So a friend of mine, Harry McCracken, sent me. He's the comic and cartoon guy for the Time magazine, and he sent me this book that he'd had for a long time. Called
That was a real name, or was that a pen name for jokes?
Harry McCracken. That's his real name. And so, or not Harry. What's his first name? It's not Harry.
It's not Phil, is it? Phil McCracken.
No, it's not Phil McCracken. You're stupid. No, it is not. I think it's Harry. Well, I'll find out later. But he sent me this book from World.
The two Irish gay guys,
World War
John
II.
Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzjohn.
And I'll go get it in a minute. But it's Blondie A to Z. And it's the Blondie characters in 1943 acting out the alphabet. And they have so many letters where someone from the comic is kicking the Axis's ass. It's hilarious. And it's all in Blondie style. So I'll go get it in a minute and show it to you, but it's hilarious. And it shows you where we were in 1943.
Who created Blondie?
Chick Young.
Chick Young.
Debbie Harry.
Debbie Harry. Yeah. Debbie Harry McCracken. That's one of those before and afters on.
Where did Debbie
Wheel of
Harry
Fortune.
get her start?
I don't know.
The
In the
Playboy
womb.
Mansion in Chicago.
The what?
The Playboy Mansion in Chicago and New York.
Couch.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, she got her first big break. She was a hostess bunny.
I knew that Elvira was a bunny, and she was also a stripper. But I don't know much more about it. But and I also know she's no longer dressing up as Elvira, which is kind of sad. But she actually still looks great in the costume, even though she's pushing 80, believe it or not. You know, we're young. I always think we're old, but we're young, dude. All these old people, like Robert Plant, he's pushing 80 now. He's not. No, he's just going to be 77 this year. But that's kind of close to 80, you know?
Yeah.
Glenn Class is pretty spry at the mark.
And Plant, I mean, Jimmy Page is over 80. I didn't realize he was older than, he's 4 years older than Robert Plant until recently.
And
That surprised me.
the Rolling Stones are nearly 90 and they're still going.
I know. I remember I was a freshman in college and everybody said, how much longer can 38-year-old Mick Jagger keep going?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, they would be shocked back then to know that
I can imagine them dropping dead on the stage. I can't imagine them retiring.
Charlie Watts is only 190.
No, Charlie Watts is dead. Charlie's dead, and Charlie's the only one, well, other than Brian Jones, that's dead. Brian's been dead a long time.
So Matt's saying the Who just announced another tour and Daughtry's 81.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and Pete Townsend's like as old, if not older.
The Who's been on a farewell tour since 1982.
Yeah, and I went to one of the first ones in Dallas when I was in college, and then I saw him. Then I saw him on another tour, on a Live and Kicking tour or something like that after the farewell tour. A few years later, and Stevie Ray Vaughan opened for him, and then he was dead 2 weeks later. So I have a lot of fond and sad memories of the Who, kind of.
Not some kind of vampire thing where they sucked his life force out of him to get extra years for themselves.
You never know. You never know. But you know who was supposed to be on that helicopter was Eric Clapton.
Yeah, Clapton's crew were going on the next one. They shipped out 4 of them. Clapton's entourage decided to take the next one because they did his. Clapton was already gone, but his entourage were going to get on the helicopter because he just played the encore with him, and they let Stevie go first to get him out of there.
Wow. Yeah,
here's one for
and
you,
his
Bill.
brother's band.
What's the biggest song Stevie Ray Vaughan ever played on?
It was probably everything on Bowie's album, Let's Dance album.
Yeah, Let's Dance.
Yeah, because
I used to work in a part of London called Clapton, and when he was touring, there was a couple of people coming to have some letters stamped because they wouldn't have Clapton like on a letter.
That's super cool.
The postcard they were sending back because they was following the Clapton tour, so they came to the part of London, Clapton, where I was living, working.
I love that.
Got their postcard stamped.
I love that. Name 3 bands Eric Clapton was in.
I don't really listen to them.
Don't look at me because I just shoot him right out. Leave it to these guys.
Was he in Cream?
No, yes, he was in Cream. That's good.
Yardbirds?
No, not the Birds. They were American.
According to
Yardbirds. You said Yardbirds. You cut out on me. Okay,
you just copy what Matt says. That's all.
Well, no one's getting the obvious one. Derek and the Dominoes.
Derek and the Dominoes.
And
how is that
Blind
obvious?
Faith.
I've never even heard of him.
And Blind Faith.
Yeah. Who did the New Yardbirds go on to become?
The old Yardbirds.
Yeah.
No,
I never said that.
well,
They went around in circles.
one of them left and
So
became
John
part of
Lennon's
the band,
obviously,
right?
was the Plastic Ono band.
Basically, it became Led Zeppelin because
No,
of the
no,
New
hold on.
Yardbirds.
Oh,
They
the
pretty
became
sure.
Yardbirds. I thought
Oh,
you meant
sorry.
the
I
other
think the
Yardbirds.
Yardbirds became the Meterbirds later on after we changed from
Yeah, after
Imperial to
decimalisation.
yeah, they
Yeah,
became the
three.
Meterbirds.
Or 3 inches longer.
Yeah, the New Yardbirds basically led to the creation of Led Zeppelin.
And there was no New Yardbirds. They just
Led
changed their name to
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin?
I think Matt's
But-
typing too quick on his phone.
I think
I
so
think he
too.
might have been.
I refrained from
Steve
sharing
Howe.
a bunch of Stevie
He's
Ray
been
Vaughan
having
stuff the
he's
other
been having
day.
some of that Canadian beer. Is it Canadian beer? He's Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's had a few
Canadian
Molsons.
beer.
Oh, he can't type.
Skunky beer.
Oh, he can't type. No, yeah, fair enough.
Oh, so I have something kind of cool that I just got in the mail, and I'm gonna open it with you guys on the phone
Nice.
on the show, and it's from
Show us what you got.
one of my best comic book buddies besides you guys, Tommy Burns, and
Could you find a bigger knife?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
It's Rambo.
That's-
It's Rambo
That's just
Comics.
yeah, that's a standard knife in America. It's in
Yeah.
Texas, remember? This is the kind of
They
knife that
call
you
this a
cut
knife.
toenails with.
I never used that
He's doing
knife.
his Crocodile
ever.
Dundee
It just happened to
That's
be
a-
here.
Have you
That's a
cleaned it off from
toothpicking knife.
last night's serial killing yet, Bill?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean, but
You got the right hair for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those damn Americans and their big knives. I mean, what
Exactly.
the
It's not like they're
bloody fuck?
compensating for nothing, is it, Carl?
No.
well, I live in a
Jesus.
town that we have 2.5 million people in the town area, basically,
Bigger than my head.
and I'm the minority. We're mainly Hispanic in San Antonio. 54% Hispanic, and
Two sides serrated to cut through the meat and the sinew.
oh my God, you had to go more knife than me, didn't you?
This is my knife. This is not to be pathetic or anything, but I occasionally might want to open a package or something. So I have a reasonable sized knife for cutting open packages occasionally.
This
That's
is
it.
what's sitting on the bookshelf next to my couch in case
I've
somebody
never felt the
surprises me.
need to gut and prepare a deer or anything like that while I've been walking down the road. So just that knife's good enough for me.
This is actually nicer than I thought it would be.
Oh, that's nice.
Hold on
This-
a second. Let me get the big screen up.
This just sits on my bookshelf next to my couch in the
So this is right
Yeah.
when EC had to go magazine format, and they were trying to still do the same kind of quality that they were doing in the comic books.
Can you take
But-
it out of the bag, Bill? We can't see it.
Yeah, it's hard
Sure.
to make out with all the glare, but
It's got a lovely sort of reflection on it, Bill.
Yeah.
yeah, that's always the way, isn't it? Watch out
Take
for the
that
tape.
piece. Take
Take the
that
tape
piece
off.
of tape off.
I'm
Are you
glad
in a comic
Darren's
book
not
store
here.
if You leave that piece of tape on.
That's better.
That's cool.
I wouldn't have done that if Darren had been here.
No.
Big toe
Don't do
fiction.
it when I'm here. Oh my God! You rip an EC with a tape pull, I'm gonna throw something all the way to San Antonio at you.
Okay, but
What year is that?
this is 1956, I believe.
Blimey, that's good nick
Oh,
for an old
right.
book, isn't
I
it?
thought Shock was
Is that
pre-code.
Betty Davis on the cover there?
What's that?
Is that Betty Davis on the cover, the top corner left?
No, but it does look like her quite a bit.
Shock
She's
got Betty
was a
Davis
pre-code.
1955.
Huh?
Right.
I thought Shock was pre-code.
55 is pre-code.
No. There's shock suspense stories are, but this
Adult,
is the
what's that?
magazine version.
Adult psychoanalytical tales.
Yeah, this is
that?
kind of a combination of psychoanalyst and shock suspense stories, which were two of their regular comics. But this, you won't even believe the deal I got on this from my friend. He's like one of the leading EC authorities, and he believes in spreading the love. I got that comment. I got this for Kyle. I got this for
$30.
55 to the door.
Well, there you
Right,
go.
very nice.
And
That's a good
it's
thing.
probably, even in the condition it's in, it's probably worth $400 to $500.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a really nice one to get. The reason I got it is he just got some I think one from the Roger what's Roger's last name?
Corman.
No,
Gold Street.
The Dodger,
Roger Hill's collection.
the
Oh.
Dodger.
Yeah, I think he just got Roger
He
Hill's, and Roger passed away. But in mint, these things are very hard to find. In mint and slab, 9+s go for thousands.
Yeah.
So
You can put it back in the bag now before you put a saucepan on it.
Yeah,
no shit.
yeah. And what's that?
You really
tape?
get
I know. I
Tape
wasn't
off.
even thinking about that, and I almost had my
Take the tape
elbow
off,
on
mate.
it.
Hey,
Oh
Bill.
my god!
Bill, give us the courtesy sniff on it before you put it up.
I just could see him cooking up some beans and putting the pan on there.
Yeah.
Right.
Take the tape off. So before you stick it in.
You know, it smells real clean. It doesn't smell like
It's a fake then.
mothballs or anything.
It's
It
a fake.
just-
It's got no smell. It's
It
a
just
fake.
has an old, nice paper smell. I like that. Now this is weird. Okay, something is funky on here because the guy's mustache and beard and hair
It's
seem to
drawn
be
on.
embossed on purpose. And I've never seen that on a comic. That's very strange.
He's what? His mustache is what?
His hair's embossed. Like, and it's not someone tracing over it or anything. It's literally, and there, I don't think there's anything else on here that's embossed.
It's not someone just drawn on it, is it?
That's
It's not
unlikely.
been drawn on by someone.
It's very
Like
strange.
3D. Maybe you need 3D glasses to see it properly.
Right.
Someone might have gone
Let me
over
go
it
grab
with a
some.
pen.
I actually got a pair from the EC 3D book. And you know, I bought my EC 3D at Comic Fest for an amazing price. I got it for $120, and it came with the set of the EC 3D glasses. And Tommy, the guy I just bought this from, told me, you know, those glasses go for like $150 just by themselves. You gotta steal.
Well, they got EC on them and art on them, right?
Yeah, not art, just EC.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really enjoy collecting EC, and I don't collect the expensive ones. But you know, my friend Sean Ustinel he's originally from Turkey, but he lives here. He's been buying. He's got complete collections already, and he's only been collecting EC for 2-3 years.
Wow.
So yeah, but it's honestly they're out there. You just have to be willing to pay. But I'm not really willing to pay. I wait for the cheapos, and they're out there.
What was the first 3D comic book?
Well, it was Tor.
Nope. There's one that predates Tor.
What?
Andy Kaufman sang about him.
No, I didn't think I thought the Mighty Mouse one came out 3 months later.
Mighty Mouse came first.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Isn't it funny? Between Kyle and I, we have our own secret language, and it's like he says Andy Kaufman sang about him first. I immediately knew he meant Mighty Mouse, where you Brits may not know because you don't even know our gang and Little Rascals. I kid.
Hey, Bill, here's an add-on. Where did he first perform that nationally?
On Saturday. Oh no. What? No. Did he do Mighty Mouse on Dick Van Dyke? Or was it Saturday Night Live?
He might have, but yeah, what I was getting at is the first episode of Saturday Night Live.
Was it the first episode?
He was the first musical guest on Saturday Night Live.
What?
Well, he had a song called Mighty Mouse.
No, he was a stand-up though. I don't think they really called him
the musical guest. Dude, I have the episode.
Are you promise? I totally believe you, but I didn't know that.
Do you know who else? You know who was on episode 4 in 1975?
No, I do not.
Engelbert
Basically,
Humperdinck.
the cast of Breakin'.
Of what?
The cast of Breakin'.
Breakin'?
The movie Breaking. There were
that
breakdancers
became. Oh
on the
yeah, the
fourth
lockers.
episode.
The lockers.
The poppers and the lockers. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
And-
breakdancing in 1975, and they didn't come out with movies on
Oh,
it
it was
until
huge.
1983.
That's where Rerun came from What's Happening.
Yep.
He was the main dancer, and he was fat as fuck.
Wow.
He was huge.
Adolfo Shabadoo Quinones. And who was their choreography? Who was their
I don't know.
choreographer?
I don't know.
Oh,
Debbie
Mickey,
Allen?
you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind.
Oh,
Hey,
Tony
Mickey.
Basil.
Tony Basil.
Wow. And
That's where she
Basil.
came from,
still,
too.
she's still dancing like a champ.
That's
she's
where she
83.
came from,
Basil.
too.
She's
What was the
83.
name? What was the name of the first dog on Blue Peter?
That would be
Kyle,
that
come
would be
on.
Doodles.
Right.
That would be Doodles.
Was it
Right.
Petra?
No.
Well,
Yes, it
Well,
was.
Right.
Right, well
The
done,
shit
Graham.
came after.
Okay, who's one of the longest
What's the name
running?
of the first cat?
Who's one of the
I don't know.
longest running hosts
surprised I remember Petra.
of Blue Peter, who's also a companion of Doctor Who's?
It was Peter Purvis.
Peter Purvis.
Yes,
Nah.
yes.
Yeah.
Very
if you
good.
watch the old Young
I
Ones
like Peter
episodes,
Purvis, and I didn't know who he was until. And you know what's so funny is, so
Does Matt know Blue Peter?
he appeared in the last episode of the not the last, but the God, what was it? It was a Dalek episode, and
Dalek.
Dalek. You say Dalek?
No.
I say Dalek.
No, not Dalek.
Nobody says
Never
Dalek.
Dalek.
Okay.
No one says
I'm
Dalek.
in Texas. We have Daleks. We don't have Daleks.
No.
But
You have You
but
have mental health
what
problems. You
happened
don't have
was
Daleks.
Peter Purvis, earlier in the episode, he played a Texan or a guy from Alabama in New York when they land there, and he keeps seeing like the TARDIS come and go, and then the Daleks come and go, and he's saying, "I don't know what I just saw," and they were so impressed by him that they offered him the role of a companion that was later in the same episode, same story arc, which I found very interesting. I know.
you watch the old Young Ones. Rick Mayall's little get up with his pens on his outfit and stuff. He has a Blue Peter one on there.
Yeah,
That's his actual Blue Peter pen from when he was on the show when he was a kid.
that's crazy.
So Blue Peter must be the longest running kids program in the world, I would have thought.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
It started in 58.
Is this still on?
Yeah.
Started in 58, yeah. I think it started in 58. It's 58 or 59.
Yeah, there's that old guy in the beginning with the puppet.
Who was the first man on there?
Huh?
John Noakes.
No. Christopher Trace.
So,
Christopher
what's the name
Chase
of the-
and
what's
Jane
the name of
Ellis.
The puppet on there, Squeaky or something like that, or
No.
he always goes. I don't know.
You're thinking of Sooty and Sweeping, yeah?
Huh?
Poor Matt still
You're
gets
thinking of Sooty
Coronation
and
Street.
Sweep.
Yeah. Squeak. Yeah.
Sooty and Sweep.
Sooty and
Sweet.
They
Sweep.
weren't on Blue
I
Peter.
thought it was
No,
Squeak.
Sooty and Sweep were on Blue Peter. And Sooty and Sweep still are around as well. I mean, I think
you had
they're up to the
You had
full.
Percy. Remember Percy in the garden?
Check that out, Bill.
Percy Thrower.
Oh, that's awesome.
The complete first season. Yeah, stuff's too clunky. Second season.
Come in.
Third season.
Come in.
Wow.
Go out.
How
Is
many
that a
seasons
dog or
are
a
there?
cat, Terry? Uh-oh.
I gotta keep this stuff
Did I
from
upset
falling off here.
him? He slept. BBC Canada, Vicar of Dibley.
Vicar of Dibley.
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 Oh, the woman who plays Vicar of Dibley, Dawn French, a British comedian. She had a great little thing on YouTube the other day where she was going, oh, I've had a letter from the Vatican asking me if I want to become Pope. She said, I'm not too sure about it. She said, I don't really fancy all those nuns touching my bits.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So it's kind of cool that our new Pope is American. I kind of dig that. Of course, I become Catholic, and the first Pope named after I become Catholic is an American. So what does that say? Right? I have sway here. No, I'm kidding.
It's all
I
the
have
way.
no sway. No sway at all. It was bound to happen. But it's funny, all these videos have shown
but
up.
why has he called himself Leo? Why hasn't he called himself Bob or
Bob would be great, but they normally don't
Pope
take
Buck
their own
the
names.
First.
They take a holy name that comes to them in their sleep. And Pope Leo the 13th from almost like 150 years ago. He was known as a very kind pope who took care of like poor people's needs. And that's what Pope Bob really wants to accomplish. So he chose Leo, and I like him. I mean, a lot of people are saying, well, Pope Francis stacked it because 80% of the people eligible to vote cardinals were appointed by him. And it's like, I mean, isn't that the way it is with everything? I mean, look at Trump and the Supreme Court. I mean, doesn't everybody try to fill the galleys with like-minded people? I mean, I don't think that's really a scandal.
I don't think 80% of the cardinals changed in the last 10 years. I mean, the average age of a cardinal.
No. He appointed. No, see, when you reach 80, you can no longer vote, and he appointed the 80% of those that voted were his appointments, because most bishops are over 70 when they're appointed.
Cardinals.
I meant cardinals. Yeah, not bishops.
I thought they played baseball, Cardinals.
You're stupid. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
And what's this got to do with Popes? I don't get it. There's not even a team called the Popes. Makes no sense.
There is a team called the Padres, though.
Irish band called the Pogues.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But there's actually an American baseball team called the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, the Padres.
Yeah, and that's all. That's priests. Padres priest in Spanish. So, and father, but yeah. So their team mascot is a Franciscan priest.
If you want to get really religious, the Southampton Football Club are called the Saints. So
Yeah.
And
they come
should have been
marching
the
in.
new Pope. Matt Letizia should have been the new Pope. That's what I reckon. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
And the basketball team is called the Hurricanes, right? Isn't that it, Tom?
And Bill, there was a technical. I mean, Andy Kaufman was technically the first musical guest because he was the first one that sang. But there was a musical guest on the first episode of SNL. You get one clue, and it's an easy one. He was the fifth.
Was he anything to do with the Pope, Kyle? Because we moved on.
The fifth Beatle.
He was the fifth Beatle.
Oh, Preston.
Billy Preston.
Billy Preston.
Yeah.
Preston.
No. His biggest hit was Something from Nothing. Wait.
Nothing from nothing,
nothing
is nothing.
It's nothing. Yeah.
Gotta have something if you want to be with me.
What was this North Bend like?
Nothing.
So the audience are taking the piss out of you, Bill.
Huh?
So the audience are taking the piss.
I know. God damn it. So Terry, was that a cat or a dog you were admonishing a minute ago?
No, that was the other half.
Oh, your wife?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
It was a bloody big cat.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Does anyone want to show another comic by any chance?
At 40 minutes in? Come on.
We have seen one. Bill's brought down the stream a bit.
I've got some comics. I've got some comics.
I got some comics too. Let me go get them.
Mark, occasionally we show some comics.
Did you find something else to do in Spain, Mark?
But it is so easy to tie everything back into comics. That SNL, I got the Coneheads comic upstairs. There's a lot of comic book related stuff in pop culture.
This is 3D Adventure in Space. This is absolutely hilarious.
But have you got the glasses?
I've got the glasses. Yes, I think the glasses are in here. It's got a free viewer in. There we are.
Ooh.
The original glasses.
Oh.
You showed that on your channel, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, that's part of the Bob Beerbaum warehouse find in the mid '90s.
So this is so bad. It is. I mean, look at this. This is meant to be a space station in the future, and all they've done is taken the picture of the front of a hotel.
Yeah,
and superimpose some strange rocket ships in front of it. It's like, I'm not sure how that sort of hotel maintains gravity, maintains its orbit.
Yeah, the reason those are so easy to get a hold of in high grade is because they were a huge warehouse find in the '90s.
I don't think so.
Where are they originally from, though?
This is Thorpe and Porter. I don't think Thorpe and Porter did printed anything more.
Oh, I thought you had that Major Enipack. I didn't know that was a British one. When did that one come out?
This came out, I think, in about 1958. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the 1954 one, the American.
No, this is British.
Well, that's nice, dude. If you got a 1958 that's looking that good.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's amazing.
Got some nice Allen classes that I've cleaned and pressed.
Oh, yeah.
Out of This World #1.
It's a cool cover.
It is.
What's that one from originally? Do you know what that cover's from originally? It doesn't like Marvel or DC, is it?
It's from one of the sort of I think it's from a Charlton
comic, I thought.
Got some
X-Men.
Suspense.
That's next one.
Yeah. Cyclops.
And you can see there it's got the dual pricing on it with £1 and 5p. So you
I would love to have that.
That's 1971.
Right.
There's nothing special about this, but it's in really good shape. But it's also quite a nice cover by Ogden Whitney, who is a big American comics group artist, and Alan Class did quite a few reprints of the American comic group stuff.
Did you ask Alan at all if there was any kind of like strangeness when the prices changed? Did he get less money out of it when the prices changed?
No, so I did ask him about the pricing because he held his price. So he started in 59, and originally in 1959 they were £1. And of course the sort of retailers took half that. So Alan got six old pennies to cover all his costs, all his printing costs, his licensing costs, his distribution costs. So he didn't make a lot of money. And he held that price from 1959 through to 1972. And I said to him, why didn't you take the opportunity at some decimalization to shove your price up a lot? And he said,
everybody else did.
Yeah, he said everybody else did. I said, well, you should have done as well. It took him. This is a very early. This is Creepy Worlds number four. So this is hard to find.
Did you get around to reading 250 yet?
I haven't read it. I have to admit, I have got it, but I haven't read it.
Yeah, I read it next day. I read it pretty quick.
Was it any good?
Right. Not bad.
They are new stories in there, though, aren't they? They're not.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah, they're not reprints.
Yeah,
a couple of them actually. My local comic shop, Krypton Comics, the guy from there, he does his own comic book.
That's right, he does. Yeah, he did some of the art and stories.
And he's reprinting them in issue 5 of his latest.
That's right.
Tales of Wonderkind.
Yeah, that's correct. This is a really nice Ditko. This is a really nice
5. So I read them already.
Oh, I love that.
It's a Ditko cover.
Who designed these?
Wait. Put that back up. Put that back up, Mark.
Did you ask him that? Mark. Who designed his trade dresses for him?
This is the printer.
Who did it?
Did tell me who the printer was. It was somebody in Northampton.
Sorry,
Well,
can you hear
they
me?
just made it up for him.
Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
mean, for 60 years old, I mean, the colours on that are fantastic, aren't they? I mean, I know you've.
Absolutely, yes. It's quite
I know
an early
you've
one.
pressed it, but.
This is probably about
like-
65, 66, something like that.
I like the trade dress as well. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, the
I see
trade
it,
dress
and
really good
tails,
on.
like overlapping it.
And this is the really early Sinister Tales as well. This is in great condition.
Hey, I want to see that cover again. I broke out right when you showed it. Sorry. That doesn't look like Ditko to me.
Oh, that face there is Ditko.
No, that's not Ditko.
Where do you
I
think
don't
it is?
think so. I don't think so. I think that's Bill Everett.
Right, we're going to have a little challenge here then, because I'm going to check this on the Grand.
Yeah,
Comic
check.
Database.
It may not be. It may be Carl Burgess too. I think it's one of
any of the three.
Yeah,
No, I
I'd
just
say
said
hold it
I
up
just
closer
said
to
two.
the camera,
Is
but
each-
I'm kind of.
Is each one of those panels the same artist? Is the whole page the same artist, or is it like different panels, different artists?
His
It's
panels.
definitely
I'm
different
kind of
ones.
inclined to agree with Bill. That looks more house art than Ditko.
More what?
House art. So
Yeah,
it
that's
would
what
be
I thought.
it would be Everett or Ditko or
Yeah.
Everett or Burgess.
Everett or Burgess. Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, we're all wrong.
What?
Penciled Bill Franco.
Yeah, it's house art. Yeah, it
Yeah.
looked more house art than
Does it say who inked it?
Ditko.
Bill Franco.
Oh,
Not
what?
Franco, Bill Frascio.
Yeah,
Bill who?
So Bill
Bill
Frascio.
Frascio. It looked more house art than Ditko.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was that. You well spotted. It's not Ditko. Bill Frascio.
Bill Field spotted Bill Frascio.
I
There you
mean, they
go.
had
I
like
didn't realize.
20 guys.
Now
in
I think
10
that
would-
I think that could be Everett.
That's probably Everett because of the texture of the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You played with dolls.
Yeah, the house guys, there'd be like 20 of them.
Oh,
Geez,
look at
that's
that.
Stranko?
That's Stranko.
Yeah.
They're
Nick
gorgeous.
Fury.
But,
I
yeah,
can't get over the colours. You know, the
I know
60
they're very
years old.
strong, aren't they?
Brilliant.
Well, Peter Max was super popular right then, so he actually allowed Steranko to have more leverage with doing the pop art kind of stuff he did. Oh, look at that! That's gorgeous.
No, but I'm talking about the brightness of the colour. I mean, the art's lovely, but as I say, it's just the brightness of the colours.
Yeah, the colours are really good.
Over
They're
65
very
years
strong.
old.
They don't fade.
Oh
to be
yeah.
honest,
Oh, I agree.
the colours are stronger on these class ones. They don't fade as much, or they don't fade as easily as the American ones do.
But then again, the thing is,
Yeah,
if,
look
you
at
only,
that.
if you only printed
There's
4,000
the
or
clock.
5,000 of each one,
That's
then the
issue
inks aren't going
7.
to run out, are they? But when
No.
they're doing
Correct.
a million, when they were doing a million back in the golden age, then they will do, won't they?
Yeah, Alan's runs were 3,000 to 8,000.
Yeah, and you replace the ink once in a print run like that, so they're all going to be good. So,
That's amazing. Oh my God! Look at that red.
I just can't get over the fact that he made money, and he kept going for 30 years, so he must have made money.
He made a living. He didn't get rich.
Made a living, but
He wasn't. This is the idea I get, and Mark can correct me if I'm wrong. I got the idea he was like a working man, though. Still,
He was a working man.
Yeah.
He didn't employ anybody for 30
No.
years. He was a one-man show. He did everything.
Oh my God!
they call me the working man.
I guess that's what I am.
This is one of my favourite Alan Class covers.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's gorgeous.
I think it's actually better than the original. I've got the original here somewhere.
Daredevil 26 or something like that.
48.
Yeah.
That's a Gene Colan cover.
Now, I think that works better.
Yeah,
than
definitely.
I've got the original here somewhere.
The fact that they're larger, like
Yeah.
surface area.
Wider
Yeah.
in the
Yeah, I've got a really
colours brighter.
clean, I've got a really clean copy of the original.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And there is the Alan Clark. You can see the colours are different.
Oh, it's a
They're
little bit
very
smaller.
different.
There's a lot more red, isn't there?
Yeah.
See, Alan's wider.
It's wider. There's more red, but then that's quite apt really for Daredevil, isn't it?
Yeah.
It almost looks like he's disappearing into the distance more somehow. Like the angle's different because of the maybe. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, the proportions are different. Alan's is wider and shorter.
Yeah. Interesting.
No, that is Ditko.
Weird planets.
This one's fun. It's got no number on it. So, not only it's got no date on it, it's got no number on it. So this was there was 2 issues of Amazing Stories. This is actually issue 1. I do have issue 2 as well. I picked that up at the auction recently.
Number 2.
Well, that's ACG art on the cover there.
Is number 2 marked? Is number 2
No.
numbered marked? That's
Neither of them are
How
numbered.
come
I
there's
heard
only
number
ever 2
2
of
is
that
pretty.
one then?
I heard number 2 is kind of shitty. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was there.
He did them as trials. So, and he did quite a few sort of ones where they only ran
with no buy-in from Hugo Gernsbach.
It sounds like he had his own explosion and implosion.
That's the Doom prototype.
Oh yeah, no, that's been said.
The
Absolutely.
monster in the Iron Mask.
They're the ones that Mark doesn't collect. 10 pence ones.
Those are the ones I don't collect. You're entirely correct.
That's funny.
So
That's a great cover.
He hasn't got that one.
I haven't got it.
It's an imaginary issue.
And then I've just got those. So those are ones I've cleaned and pressed.
Right.
They do clean.
How long does it take you to
well.
Is it a couple of days per book, or how long does it take you?
I've got a couple cool things to show.
Yeah, it takes about a day a book.
So this is a letter from Frank Thorne to Patrick, and if you look, there's even a picture of him on the letterhead with.
Can't say I can see him.
Yeah, he's hard to see.
Either one on the left or on the right.
He's very hard to see
views,
in this picture. But this is a handwritten letter to Patrick. It's 3 pages long. But and just an amazing guy. But
Did
on the
Wendy
last
sign
page,
it too?
on the last page, look,
Oh,
he drew
wow.
Red Sonja.
Wow,
Nice.
Isn't that amazing?
that is. Yeah, I'll give you a tenner for that.
Hey, all right. But what I sold the Red Sonja page for $1,000, not at Heritage. I kind of wish I'd held on to it, but you know what? Who cares? I'll probably keep this. For the most part. Then I also have.
Get Wendy to sign it.
That's not her.
That has to be Wendy if he's in
No,
that
it's not her.
costume.
It's the other girl. There were two
Oh,
girls
okay.
that did it. Yeah. This is from 1969. So the year Gray was
68,
born, but not
69, January.
yeah, and then they didn't appear again until they reprinted this in 75, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Issue number 5 of Marvel 2-on-1.
So they just left them. So it was them in Marvel 2-in-1?
I thought it was Marvel Spotlight.
Yeah, I think it's Marvel Spotlight.
No, Marvel 2-in-1 number 5.
Really?
That's when they come back.
Oh,
Yep.
That's interesting. Okay. But isn't this great? And I think I have 2 of them, actually. But
Yep, anybody with a computer, look up Guardian's second appearance. It'll be Marvel 2-in-1 number 5.
Okay, I mean, I believe you. But
I'm checking it.
First book I had
Doesn't
with the
say
Guardians
the
in it,
second
and I lost it. And I
They are in it, though. But it's part 2 of 2, so surely they must have been in number 4 as well, weren't they?
They weren't in 4. 4 was Captain America.
Yeah,
Marvel-
but they
Marvel
didn't appear at
2
the
and
end or nothing.
Like they may talk about it on the last page, I think, when the ship comes in.
Why is this important?
Well, other than the glare in the middle.
Okay, smart ass.
What issue number is that?
108.
Well, that's
There's
the
a
last
letter.
Cockrum before he goes burn.
It's
Two
the
in
first
one
burn.
ish.
No, Cochran
2 in
did
1.
the cover, but it's burn interiors.
Yeah.
2 in 1 issue 4 has got a letter in the letters page from JM. Do you guys hear that?
Yeah.
What?
What, when he was a kid?
Don't know
Oh,
when
yeah.
it was.
For a
It's,
young adult.
1974, and he didn't start right into the 80s, did he?
Right.
79. His first pro gig was 79.
29, was it? So 5 years before he started writing for comics. In the letters page.
Oh, it's nice. Nice copy of that one, Bill.
Yeah. These next ones are for you, Mark.
Yeah, right. So I've got a stack of stuff next to me, Bill, that's been here for over a month, which is meant to be a trade with you, but I can never get you to process.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm fine. Well, I'll be at the store all day tomorrow. Why don't we just do it then?
Okay, I'll give you a ring. I'll give you a ring tomorrow, and we can sort it
Yeah,
out.
that'll be fine. Yeah, I'm sorry if I've been tardy. Things have been kind of chaotic lately, but no, I'm all for it. Let's do it immediately.
Okay, I'll give you a ring
And
tomorrow.
I'll make sure I have plenty of good stuff for you.
Yeah.
So great. I look forward
It's
to
a
it.
reasonable trade. There's about $300 or $400 worth there, so we've got some.
Oh yeah, we got some stuff. I think I can come up with something.
Yeah.
That was a joke, folks. I can't. No, I mean the joke was, of course I can, but sorry.
So on my list is Vampirellas.
Okay.
I know you've got some Hurley Harris Vampirellas.
No, I don't have. I have the Warren ones.
Yeah, the Warren ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got Swing with Scooter number 21, throw that in there and I'll PayPal you the money.
Wait, what? I didn't understand anything you just said.
I said you got Swing with Scooter number 21. Throw it in Mark's package and I'll PayPal you what I owe you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that Tempest's latest video, it totally intrigued me because the only time I've ever seen that scooter was the #1 advertised. I didn't know it went for 36 issues.
No, I think I've got 19 and 25 somewhere.
I thought
I've only got number 20.
Yeah, Scooter wasn't Harvey had been around a lot, but Scooter just popped out of nowhere, right? In the 60s.
Yeah,
it lasted longer than Beatlemania.
But I've got number 20.
Long. I mean,
I've got number 20.
That's only 7 years.
No, but Beatlemania wasn't for 7 years. It only lasted about 3.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
They lasted 7 years, but Beatlemania didn't go on for 7 years.
Right. Beatlemania ended right around Sgt. Pepper's.
Yeah, that's right. 67.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. So say Scooter lasted longer than that. So I thought it went on one issue, and that was it. I only ever remember seeing the first issue of that.
But I love that DC tried to work in all these British kind of characters. Like Scooter, they tried to act like Scooter was British in some of the issues and stuff. It's funny that Mad Mod, he was definitely British. You know, and in Marvel, someone told me that Arcade was supposed to be British, and I never got that. I never got British from Arcade, but okay. But Mad Mod is
well, he did make his first appearance with Captain Britain.
Yeah.
Oh, he did? Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh, Spider-Woman's British.
She is?
There's about 7 of them.
Jessica Drew?
Yeah, Jessica Drew. She starts off, she's in London. She was born in London, in England. They went to Wondercore for a while, where she got bitten by a snake or something, and they had to give us put some kind of high evolutionist pod to get to heal her, and that's how she got her spider powers.
From a snake. She got her spider powers from a snake. Is that what you're saying?
I can't remember. She was bitten by. I think she was bitten by a snake. And then they put her in a thing to make her survive, and she got spider powers. I can't remember now. It's a long time. It's a long time since I read issue 1. It was something. It was something crazy like that. It was something crazy. Blade's British as well, of course.
Well, Blade isn't British.
Blade is British. He was born in a Soho whorehouse where his mother was bitten by a vampire.
Soho, New York. Not Soho,
no, it's
Britain.
not. It's not, because I've looked it up on Wikipedia. It's talking about London.
Well, Lord knows Wikipedia is always right, because anyone can write anything on anybody.
I'm going by the research that I've done anyway. Unless it says something else somewhere else, then fair enough.
Well, why did Wesley Snipes not have a British accent then and go?
Well, because that was a film, wasn't it?
I'm killing some vampires.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm talking about the comic.
The only reason for that, Bill, is Dick Van Dyke wasn't available.
Exactly.
Careful, Mark. You'll be back to Saturday Night Live again.
So funny is I had a British friend in college who swore Dick Van Dyke must be British because of his performance in Mary Poppins. And I was like, no, he's not. He goes, oh, come on. No one can just do that like that. That comes from being groomed that way. And I was like, no, that's called acting. And I got so mad at him. I was like, no, it's acting, man. He's not British.
Yeah, it made him a lot of money. He doesn't care.
Although, of course, Bob Hope was British.
Yeah.
But raised in the States, just like Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
was
this is from
born
Wikipedia.
in America and raised in Australia.
Mixed race white.
This is from the description of the character Blade from Wikipedia.
What? Oh, Grey Man. Oh, it's you saying this. What? He's a British man?
From Wikipedia. This is from Wikipedia.
Well, Wikipedia isn't always right.
No, but it's been on there since last time I checked it up, so
I'm just saying. I'm not getting into your shit on this. I'm just saying. You know.
I was surprised when I
have you got his first appearance on your shelf?
I wasn't.
You can read it.
I only knew films, really. I never really read the comic book at all, or much of how Dracula. So I was quite surprised when I found out about that.
I'm sure he probably have it on the shelf in the shop. You can read it.
You can read what?
So
he's probably got the first appearance on the shelf, so he can read it.
I talked about it last week, but does anyone want to see, now that I'm at home and not at the store, does anyone want to see my 7-foot cock? I mean, my 7-foot foghorn leghorn?
Yes, definitely want to see your 7-foot.
Okay, I'll take a couple steps first, and we'll walk out there, and you can see it's right next to my Skyride gondola.
You're the only person in the world I know.
Park of Fun.
All foghorn leghorn.
Well, it's still the strangest thing that they were just going to throw it out, and it's in such good shape, and they spent like $5,000 on the damn thing, and they just put it in the dumpster. It was just the straight, and it's in great shape. So it took Blanca a little bit. It took Blanca 36 hours.
Is it in your front living room?
No, it's on the porch.
On the porch?
Yeah, well, yeah, because it was made for floats, so it's made to be outside. Yeah. Here, let me take a couple swigs. And
so nobody's going to miss your house, are they, Bill?
Well, I have a 6-foot fence, so it's kind of hard to see them. But let me unlock the door real quick. But here's what I see when I open my blinds in the morning. It is fucking huge. It really is fucking huge. And let's go out and see it.
I literally just bought a comic off him a little while ago. He seems like
was
a decent enough fella from what I know of him.
You couldn't meet a
I've
nicer
had other
guy.
people speak.
Sunil is a lovely guy. He's he wheels and deals in comics, and he does, you know, he's a wheeler dealer.
Yeah,
he's very nice. He's a very nice gentleman.
He's also bought himself some lovely comics, hasn't he? With all his wheeling dealing.
Yeah, he has.
Hasn't he got like early Superman or something like that?
So here's the gondola.
Superman from 1 to 61.
Here's the rocket car.
Oh, that's the rocket.
That's the rocket car. It needs a lot of healing with a Studebaker front, which is always hilarious.
What's that from? Is that from a fair ride or something?
Yeah. From Playland Park here in town. Here's a stool that I made out of a tree I cut down.
Is that Groot?
Huh?
Did you make your very own Groot?
I can make my very own Groot. You're right. I didn't even think about Groot. But yeah,
you're breaking up. That.
Hey Bill, you want to see the stool I just made?
That's a great Norman Collier impersonation, Bill. Is everyone frozen or just me?
I think I froze for a minute.
Yeah, everyone's gone quiet. Ken likes Sunil. Yeah, I literally bought Adam Man #1 off him recently. I got a feeling I bought some Atom off him as well, but a long while ago.
I bought some stuff off him as well, big stuff.
I think I've heard he's always like good for making a deal and all that kind of thing. And
yeah, he's a wheeler deal.
Hold stuff for you.
Yeah. He basically he's an old style networking guy. You know, so he probably he's been doing it for ages. You know, so he probably knows 200 or 300 people who trust him, and you know he knows what they're after, and they'll contact him and say if you find one of these in a good condition, you know. And he is.
You got anything this week, Terry? Anything new?
Well, new in a sense, because as I've still been inputting all this stuff onto that CLZ thing and finding stuff that I've forgotten all about and all that sort of thing. But, and also, unfortunately, finding that when I've got a series of something, thinking it's the only series, it's not. It's that there's 2 other series runs from it. Like I did as Carl knows, and you saw it in the Geeky chat. When I did that X-Files one, I didn't know there was such a thing as a -1 and a -2. I thought I had all of the Tops books, but I haven't got those 2. I found a -2, but they just want too much money for it. So
I think I've got a -1 somewhere, Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can dig it out, you can have it.
Oh, thank you. But
the Red Sonja thing that's always hard to find. There's like a little 2-part Red Sonja. I never see him anywhere. The second series for 1983. I never see him anywhere. Has anyone ever got them or seen them?
Sonja series 2.
Yep. Got both of those upstairs. Got the X-Files run upstairs. I need to do a CLZ, but I might have the kids come in and help me. Have them help me do it.
I was trying to send a message to that Ken Stoddard, if he's still in the chat. What he needs to do, as far as Sunil's concerned, is to look up Rob Fatstack's Only Slabs. And he's been on 2 episodes of that, one quite recently, and also he did his 100th. They did their 100th show. The first show it was when it was called Only Slabs. And Rob Fatstack still says that was the best episode of Only Slabs he's ever done. just to show how genuine Sunil is. I just sent a message, but he says I can't send it. So,
I really need to make sure I have power to my phone before I start going into the diatribe on things. It went black, and I knew, as usual. The podcast for some reason drains my phone more than any other thing I do, and I'm not sure why.
Well, this thing.
Yeah, this thing we call a podcast. Yes.
Do we call it a podcast? Maybe. I just call it a bunch of old farts talking nonsense for 2 hours.
Well, I mean, it's a podcast. I mean, I often listen to our greatest hits when I'm on the road to work. I do. I mean, it cracks me up. We've had some good people that turned into bad people, and good people that just had issues that are no longer on the show. But it's just kind of funny to me. The core of us have been here the entire time. I mean, I came on a couple months in, but I mean, I've been here for 2 years now, and so has Kyle's been here from day one. Terry came in about what, Terry, about 9 months ago?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And then the rest of us have been here pretty
I
stalwart.
don't even remember how it started.
It started, I remember I was in Spain. So it was about 3 years ago, and Kyle contacted me and said, why don't we do a show with Gray? And I'll invite these great guests. I'm still waiting for Neil Gaiman, by the way, Carl.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, you said
that
great
might-
guest. I heard
back
he
from
meant
his
great
people.
co-hosts. But
I heard
That
back
might be
from Neil
awkward now.
Gaiman's people that he will get the message, but I never heard anything since then.
I'm sure
He's
I
too
could
busy
reach out
defending his
I'm sure I could reach
reputation,
out to Bill Sienkiewicz. I know I could have Mike Barron on the show anytime.
I think I've actually got more polite no's than yeses with as many people as I've invited on. I've gotten more polite no's than yes.
I have a secret. I don't ask people that I think will say no. I ask people that I know like me enough that they'll put up with this for an hour or two. I mean, seriously, that's what I do. What's the greatest comics you all have owned?
I'm not answering because I can't.
Bill,
I never ranked my stuff. I can't rank it.
Bill has sold a Amazing Fantasy 15 earlier this year at Heritage, so that's going to be pretty hard to beat.
It's also, what's so weird though? It was not, I mean, I had the blow softened by having most of the original Spider-Man run in there too, but I had to get rid of that as soon as possible because it was too much of it was too hard to own it. You know what I mean? It was kind of one of those weird comics where I was afraid I was going to damage it before I sold it, and I would have loved to have kept it, but for what? I mean, I can say I've owned it now, and I think I got a pretty decent amount. I've never made more on one comic in my life, and probably never will.
Yeah, I don't think I want to. If I had a comic that was worth even £1,000, I wouldn't want to open it. I'd be too scared to open it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of, times that a bunch. And
I think the greatest comics I own is My Greatest Adventure because it's in the title. So
I don't know. Mine are all Fantastic Fours because they're
fantastic.
They're the great. What do they call them? What's at the top?
Hero team,
Kyle? Huh?
World's greatest
comic magazine. Yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't even remember it. That's how old I am, folks. Thank you. So this is my last our last show before my birthday on Monday. Yes, I'll be even older, yet still younger than Mark and Terry.
Did you not ship
Thank
out
God.
cake to everybody?
What?
Did you not ship out cake to all of us?
I should.
It's not much of a surprise, Bill. That'll always be the case.
I thought you'd send cakes to us all around the world. Oh well.
Hey, Bill, you want some funny perspective?
Yes.
You're older now than I will ever be.
Well, that may not be true. If I drop dead today and you make it 3 more years,
That's not funny either.
that's
No.
not
Older
funny.
now
That's
than I
not
will ever
funny at all. That's sad. You just brought everything down, Kyle.
be. You're older now than I will ever be.
We love you, man.
Oh no,
Hey.
it's simple perspective, but no,
I
God
know.
no. That's age.
Kyle, I just want to put this in perspective. That's exactly what you were saying 3 years ago when we started this channel.
Yeah, thank God. So
and
when do you turn 60, Kyle?
Year and a half,
Oh, I thought you were born in 65.
66.
Oh shit.
I love the way he argues with him about how old he
End
is.
of 66.
Well, according to Wikipedia,
How old are you now, Bill?
According to Wikipedia,
Right, look it up
Kyle,
on
you're
Wikipedia.
60. You're 60
look it up on
according to
Wikipedia,
Wikipedia.
Gray. We don't believe in Kyle, but we think he was born in. We could go with Bill. We think he was born in 65.
Yeah, I reckon so. In
Now,
Soho,
granted,
London.
I have in my possession multiple birth certificates with different dates on them.
There you go. You see.
That's
Why doesn't that
in his
surprise me?
days when he might have to leave a country on a
they
moment's
all
notice
yours,
to become
though?
another person.
Yeah,
They're all your
Really?
birth
I
certificates.
can use them all anywhere, anytime I want. And I have a birthday in October. I have a birthday in November. Yeah.
That doesn't sound at all dubious, does it, guys?
No.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Sounds totally above board.
Yeah.
Surely
but
you have to send.
then
If you're
my
going to have
favorite
different
shows are
birthdays,
FBI,
why didn't you have a
NCI,
different name on each of them?
NCS. so.
Are you an illegal immigrant in any of these, Kyle? Or you know, is Trump coming to one of
He's
your?
Rocco
there's-
Despirito in one.
There's one of
His
two
real
legitimate
name.
answers to that. Either it was a clerical error, making a copy of one, or I do some sneaky shit. It's one of the two.
No,
We think
the real name is Kyloff Andruski, and you've been a double agent all these years.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
There are more things I could tell, but I'm not about to.
Yes, okie dokie.
Yeah.
He likes to keep it vague and interesting, doesn't he? He likes to keep it
This
vague
is-
and interesting.
Actually,
this
this
is
is worth
the,
going upstairs for
This is
just
the
to make a
Madonna
point.
Kylie Minogue sex triangle all over again, isn't it?
This is worth going upstairs just to make a point, and then I'll show you.
No, yeah.
I'll be back.
All right, okay.
He's
I'll
doing his
fall
Arnie
down the
impression
stairs,
now.
I'll be back.
I can go get some booze.
He's going to get his fake birth certificates for us now, or whatever they are. How many birth certificates have you got, Terry?
Pardon?
How many birth
Sorry?
certificates have you got?
Birth certificates have got.
One.
Do they all,
It's in,
does it,
it's in this drawer here.
Is it
Does it say
is
the
it
same
a first
date?
edition? Is it a first edition? In many-
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a first edition, yeah.
Is it one with multiple choice when it comes to birthday?
Yeah, something like
Oh, this is cool. It's just me and you now.
that. Yeah, they're all buggered off. But actually,
Yeah.
answering Ken's question, if he's still there, my favourite collection is because of my Superman and Action Comics collection, because I've gotten back to 57 to the present day. Obviously, the dearest one in there is the Supergirl. The first appearance.
Right.
252.
What's your next video? You've got part 2 of
240.
the X-Files, in ya?
Well, I haven't done that one yet. As I say, the next one's going to probably be because I haven't had any new comics for the last 2-3 weeks. So I'm supposed to. I will get me new parcel. What was it today? Wednesday, isn't it? So I hopefully get that on Friday. So I'll do one for Friday. But if not,
What are you doing? You're not finished your Superman and Batman series yet, have you?
Oh no, I've got a long.
When do you do those? Once a month, or?
Yeah, well, something in that region. I'm saying, I just how the thing takes me. The funny thing was, as I said, sorting out this CLZ business, I got up to 19,500, but according to my catalogue, I've got 20,700, and I don't know where these others are. Because I've not quite run out yet of putting on CLZ through the computer. I haven't gone up in the loft. I'm just doing it from the pictures that I've taken, took of the books in the first place. But by
You
the
must
looks
have
of
a lot of hard drive space for all these all these pictures of every comic book.
in the computer, yeah, they don't take up a lot of space. Doesn't take up a lot of space. They're only little scans that are very small. They don't take up a lot of space. But I mean, the thing is, I mean, I'm doing it with putting it all on this Silver Z and gradually working, what I've got. And then, as I said, some of them, it's like today, I did a load of Planet of the Apes books I've totally forgotten I got. So I might do a Planet of the Apes video because I've got, I've got, I don't know, 40 or 50 Planet of the Apes books I've forgotten about. That it's all an idea every now. But I've got all of the T-shirt. T-shirts. But no, I mean, I'll get that X-Files one done soon anyway. The funny thing is, the guy that asked me about them, as far as I know, he hasn't watched it yet. And it was all for it. It was weird. I sent him a message on, I put a message on his message, so that it should have highlighted to him. But as far as I know, he hasn't watched it yet. But so
have you finished your have you finished your horror runs, Mark?
No,
You've still got a few more you want to get.
It'll take ages. So I gradually, because it's now buying ones now, and it's much more expensive to do that. So slow down. So I occasionally think, I only need 2 more of that. And I have finished. What have I finished? Witching Hours finished.
Oh, good.
I finished one of the others. I think House of Secrets is just about there.
That's just on the horror part of it.
I'm quite a long way off on Weird War Tales. That's quite a long one. So just
so many of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
How's the romance kit going?
Well, it's going. Again, it's quite an expensive thing to do, and they're quite hard to find in the UK in decent condition.
You can't get big lots of them either, can you? I don't suppose.
I have managed to get a few auction lots of romance. You do have to pay a fair amount for them. So I have had a couple of auction wins on 20 odd titles. So I've probably got a short box.
Right. So you just go for random whatever you find, or you
just
go
whatever comes my way. It's sort of the way I like to collect, because I want to get any. Do you own any of the first appearance of Man Thing Savage Tales issues 1?
I don't have it.
I do.
Bill's got it.
Is that the magazine one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bill's a proud owner of a Man Thing.
It's the first Conan in black and white and the first appearance of Man Thing. I also have the first comic book appearance of Man Thing too, which was Fear number...
Adventures Fear number...
11, Kyle, or 12? Is Kyle there? Oh, Kyle's gone. I think
he's going to get all these dodgy birth certificates.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Mark.
No.
Disappeared.
And he's bugging off.
Still wine on his laptop, did he?
I don't think it was on purpose.
No. Car's all tied up.
Well, I'm gonna have to sign off, but guys, because I've got to go deal with some stuff. But it's been glorious as usual. Terry, good to see you. Gray, as usual. Mark, see you next week. I'll see you guys soon. Okay, have a great one, guys. Bye. Thank you.
What's happened to Darren? Has Darren relaunched Splat Comics yet?
No, he's still doing well, isn't he? Earth made in World of Warcraft again, I think.
Has he been eaten up by that?
Yeah, I think he's gone back to doing that again.
Because originally it was meant to do 1st of April, then it was 1st of May.
I think we've kept him in blinking.
I mean, he was talking about he's got to pay the rent. So, I mean...
but we kept him going. Yeah. So, Bill and me and Gray, and I think you as well, Terry, are responsible probably for the fact that he hasn't restarted Splat because we kept paying his rent for him.
Yeah.
We've been his enablers.
But no, it's
Oh,
a month now, isn't it? It's a month he's been playing that bloody thing. You know,
he did it for about 6 months last year.
did he?
Yeah, he disappeared, didn't he? He disappeared for a long old time.
Christ. I mean, he's got to come up for air soon to pay his bills, surely.
I guess he's still doing that.
Or I mean, does he win anything with that WoW? Do you win
No,
anything?
it's just fun.
No. It's just a role-playing game.
There's no cash prize, and I think in fact you pay to play it, don't you? You sign up for a monthly thing to play it.
Oh Christ! Weird.
Shall we wait till Carl comes back downstairs with birth certificates and let's say goodnight?
Well, I think I'm off, guys. So
yeah. See you later.
I'll watch later to see whether he really has got 5 different birth certificates.
Yeah. I don't see much point if they haven't got different names on, but anyway.
He's got all the families ones.
Yeah.
No, say doing this thing though. It don't have to show you because I mean there's a series. Oh God, was it the space opera? That was a film that was it like a spoof of Star Trek?
Oh, the with Sigourney Weaver and
yeah, that's it. Yeah, and
what was that called? That was a good film. That was.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. But there was a comic series.
Okay.
It's only like a 4-issue mini series, which I've got. But when I put the bloody thing in for sale, said there's 2 others. All from the same company. There's 2 other 4-issue.
You ain't got to have all of them. You don't have to buy the others.
I know. But the annoying part about it is I bought those because I enjoyed them. Because I mean, I enjoyed the film and I enjoyed the premise of it all. So you start. Oh, great! It's like looking there, and as I said, there's things there where you think that like a series finished and it didn't. And it's become a bit of a pain sort of thing. And I was doing
I've done that a few times. I think I've got a full run and then realise I don't have the full run. But yeah.
Well, it happened to me with that World's. It happened to me with that World's Finest. I didn't know that it was 7 other issues at the end of it, but only because it finished being Power Girl and Huntress and it became Superman and Batman again. But I didn't know that. It was only watching Matt's program that helped ring a bell because when he mentioned a number and I thought, I'm sure I've got the next one. And I looked it up and I did. But when I looked that up, then I see, wait there's a 27. What's going on? There's 28. There's a 29.
I'm trying to collect that run at the moment, actually, because I thought it was, the cheap, aren't they? And the modern ones, so you get them in back issues. They're normally cheap as heck. So you can get them for like £1 each or whatever, can't you?
Yeah. So I bought them when they came out. That's what's annoying. I mean,
it goes up to 32, apparently.
Yeah, it did. No, it did. So I've got them all now. But I mean, I collected it up to 26 because, as far as I was concerned, that was it. Because, say, Power Girl and Huntress finished. And so because that finished, I thought that was the end of it. So I didn't bother anymore. Of course, I didn't realise. And there's an annual as well.
I think I might have the annual. I can't remember now.
There was
an Earth 2 or something. Wasn't it like an Earth 2 kind of like?
Yeah,
something like that. Was that the annual or?
There's an Earth 2. There's 2 annuals and there's an Earth 2 series. I think it goes up to about 30 odd issues. I have got that. But no, this is the thing: is when I've been doing it off the computer, taking the photos of these with the CLZ, so it registers the covers. Or I've been doing that rather than going upstairs. So I'm going, well, where are all these others? Because I mean, I haven't made up the numbers. So I mean, I've definitely put those stickers on the bloody comics or things. So I'm going, where are these others? So, but of course, I'm finding more. All these bits and pieces, but so many of them. It's like 4 issues, 5 issues, 8 issues, 10 issues, or something like that. There's nothing big. There's no big lumps. And I mean, I'm up to 19,200. What was it?
So on your CLZ, when you put in the numbers and all that and the issues, you put where you've stored them or something. You can put what box.
You can do like that. I haven't done that yet. I'm doing that.
How do you tend to know where your comics are? You got an alphabetized or something like that, or?
Oh yeah, well they're all inside boxes. I mean, it's sort of here. I've numbered all the large boxes and the small boxes.
Yeah,
I've
and you
numbered
got a
them all,
record of what's in
and
what
I've
box.
put in the, as far as the computer's concerned, in my computer, I've put what's in what the box has got in them.
Right. So, you can't search for it to find out those issues that you can't find.
But what? No, because at the moment, I mean, I don't know what they are. So I don't know what I don't know what they are until I. So I'm going into each box on my computer, and it's got a file for each of the comics, like say either a mini series or a big set or whatever the case may be, and then I'm just clicking on one of them to see if I put it in already. If I haven't, and then I just put in the series name, and then I can put all of them in because I can see the pictures of all I've got. And I just put that in there, so it makes it quicker. Because the thing is, if you take too many photographs of the thing, it stops. It's sort of like it has a rest. so I'm putting it in a series name. But what I can't understand is I've got up to about 19,500 now, 19,700 and something it is. But according to my, when I was cataloguing them, I've got 20,700. And I've got 1,000 books, and I don't know where the bloody hell they are. I mean, as I said, I still haven't finished every single one, but there's no way in the world there's 1,000 books in what I've got left. So I've got to go up into the loft to put them in those correct boxes that I've organised them for. And then once I've done that, then I'll see what's missing and what I must have made a mistake with numbering, but I don't know how and why I would be for a best part of 1,000. It doesn't make any sense. But
I've got when it comes to comics, it's so hard to remember them because it's like you. I remember once, like one while back, I couldn't remember that I'd bought first appearance of Blue Beetle, and I was like, did I dream that I did that? I remember thinking I'd like to have that once, and I kind of had a feeling that I went on eBay and bought it. But then I was like, I can't remember if I actually did that or not. It took me ages, and I eventually found it. Like it was underneath a table, like underneath my computer table with a few Plastic Man and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I did have it after all. So
you see, I mean, the thing was because I had a lot of these books originally. I haven't got the memory now of I haven't got this or I haven't got that because if I used to have it, it's still in your mind that you've got it. So therefore, you can't say you have it as that sort of thing, and that's why you have to keep a record of it all, and which is what I've been doing. But the only thing I can think of is that when I've done because in my catalogue, I've actually got them all numbered. 1 to 1,000, 2 to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Everyone's got numbers with it. So even if I did make a mistake, I couldn't have made a mistake of 1,000. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I'll get to the bottom of it eventually. I mean,
I'm sure you'll work it out eventually.
Yeah. Well, I must have done something wrong, but there's more Mona Lisas.
Yeah, that's just the one. I'm ready yet, so it's a me.
Well, so I missed the last of the last program. The bloody computer kept bloody cutting out.
Oh right. Bill won, and me and Ray were joint second.
Yeah, I got this now. If I watch anything for any length of time, because I'm surprised it doesn't happen now. Whenever I watch
your laptop cracked up, is it?
When I watch a live thing for any length of time, people's voices start slowing down and it freezes and then it goes off and then I've got to reboot it. And that's what happened. Well, what I was watching, because I was watching yours and I was watching Slabs at the same time because Peter was on it. Peter Triple was on it, and I was watching both at the same time, and they both blinked out. And I tried
watching two at once. No wonder.
And neither of them rebooted. It was ages before I could get them back.
This is one of those dark stories where the superheroes and the supervillains play each other at a game of baseball.
Yeah.
There's a whole page dedicated to the scores and how the scoring went and stuff. Hey, Tempest. Hello.
By the time I got back to yours, it finished.
Yeah.
I just went upstairs and busted my hump for absolutely no reason, it appears.
Why, you couldn't find them?
No, I mean, obviously this is me. Obviously this is my license. Obviously this is my birth date.
Yeah.
See my date of birth on there?
1866.
Right, small. Let me switch you over.
Yeah. 66.
No, that doesn't make any sense. There isn't an 18th month. How does that
11/18/66. America, it's
work?
it's
Put it
There is
the
no
other way
18th month.
or
That
it's
can't be right.
month in America. It's month, day, year.
around.
I know. I'm pulling
He's
your
taking
legs.
the he's taking the piss.
I got one, but my wife did some rearranging, and that's obviously me.
I don't understand what you're saying. It's got your name on it. So October 18th. So not November, but October.
And I've got my November one upstairs.
So what do you mean your wife did some arranging? What did you?
My wife did some rearranging and cleaning and refiling paperwork, and somewhere buried in something where it
I thought
used
you meant
to be,
rearrange as in faked it.
it used to be sitting in one place. My wife did some cleaning.
Yeah. I get what you meaning. I get your meaning now. But when you showed the documents said rearranging, I thought you meant the facts have been rearranged on the document.
So
Not
I
that
have a literal certificate of birth in my name.
Uh-huh. So
with
which
a
one's got the
different
wrong
birthday.
date on it then? Which one's got the wrong date? The driving license or the birth certificate?
I was not born in October, and I actually have two
So
with November.
this is the problem. This is the problem because you've got your months and days the wrong way around. It's easy to make mistakes like that. That's obviously what's happened. Someone's made a mistake with all the dates and months being the wrong order, and that's how you've got the wrong month on there. It's a classic American error, we call that.
Yeah, and as fake as that license looks, they're even worse now with the real ID.
Oh, was that the new thing they brought in?
I don't know. You ever read it, Gray? That was a Batman story, and that is how he found the criminal. How he found who did it.
What story is this?
It was a Batman story. I can't remember what issue it was in. It could have been in Detective. It could have been in Batman. But that's how they found out.
The month and the date being all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah.
That rings a bell. Also, once I remember a story where they found out the villain because he put a line through a 7, and that was the German way of doing it or something.
Yeah.
That's the simplest ID I own.
Yeah, that new ID you were just talking about. It's like show me your papers kind of ID, isn't it?
You can't get a driver's license without multiple. You got to present your birth certificate and all kind of stuff. And then it gets like a star stamp on it. It's a real ID, even though that's my legitimate Indiana driver's license. It's like, but that don't count because we can give foreigners that. This Nazi bullshit going on right now. I've had it with it.
My housemate, I've got an Australian housemate. She wants to sign up for British citizenship. She's lived here for most of her life, to be honest. And she needs like 2 IDs with address and everything for every month for the last 5 years. And you just can't get that kind of ID anymore. You know, if you live in someone else's house or in a bedsit or whatever, or a room, you don't get bills sent to you anymore, do you? If you're house sharing, you're not going to have a bill in your name anyway.
Well, you don't get bills now anyway. I mean, it's all done
or bank statements. It's all online nowadays, isn't it? So it's like she's like, I'm not sure I can be bothered. It's too much of a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
it's just Nazi shit, and women are getting kidnapped off the streets by Proud Boys, and no one's doing anything about it.
I've heard that. I heard some, like obviously I follow a lot of metal bands, and I just saw some post with someone. Some band were going to go on tour in Europe, and their Mexican drummer who's got a green card and the right to be in the US got pulled off the flight out of the country by ICE or something, and they have not seen him since.
They're doing that everywhere. They're pulling people off the street without identifying. They're masked up. They're not identifying. They're big fat guys, and they're just pulling people off the streets, and then they just disappear.
There was something about they raided someone's house in the middle of the night, didn't they? Without identifying themselves.
A woman and 4 children. They took all their money. They took their computers, and they weren't even people they were looking for, and they still haven't returned their money or computers. They just traumatized them.
Disgusting. Hello, Comic Colonel Gun. I've not seen your name around. But we're going to bug off soon anyway, aren't we? Unless someone's got anything they want to say or show.
I went through all that trouble of that, and it just kind of broke my heart. I actually let one of the cats out of the bag on one of my multiple forms of ID and names and all that shit. But yeah. Not gonna do that again.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever. I didn't catch you. Whatever cat you were releasing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, go. She's moaning out the back there, I'm afraid. So
Yeah. Well, we'll call it a night then, guys.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
See you next week.
Yeah. See you next
Yeah.
week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers for tuning in to our boring nonsense. Bye.